Hello, people, my YouTube family. Today, I am going to be taking myself on a me date. So basically, what I'm doing is just gonna be spending some time with myself, so to say. You thought I was stuck so long. Guide them. No, seriously though, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna be just kind of enjoying the weather and just clearing my mind. I listened to a podcast here recently, and it was by a good person. I would consider her a mentor, a spiritual mentor. Her name is Miss Toya, and she was talking about how in a marriage we need to make sure we carve out time for ourselves, and I do not do that at all. Okay, she was saying how we're such a giver, and I might just put that little piece in just to give you guys a concept of what it is. But yeah, so she was just saying that, and I was just like, wow, you know what? That's absolutely correct. That is what I do. I give and I give. I give to my husband. I give to my children. I give to my schoolwork. I give to my ministry. But when do I take the time to give to myself? Like, what do I like to do by myself? And you know what? It's so hard because to be out today, actually, as I was on my way out, I kept saying, who can I link up with? Who can I do this with? And I think, that goes to show, how hard it is for me to actually spend time by myself or you have that solitude, and it's not even just necessarily by myself but with me and God, myself, me and God. Like, who am I outside of um, being a mother, a wife, outside of being someone called to God? Who am I outside of that? And I'm going to take a journey to find out. I'm going to take that journey to find out. So come with me, you guys. It's so pretty out here. I love coming down here. First of all, because of the memories. Okay. A little bit of a fun fact. This bench here down on the river, this is where Jakai proposed to me at. Yes, ma'am. It was right here on this bench he was proposed to me. And actually, at the river is where we had our first official date. So, a lot of memories here. A lot of memories here. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna be doing a couple of things today. The first thing I'm gonna be doing is this is a planner. Okay, a planner. I'm going to be writing down some stuff, trying to get a little bit organized, y'all. I've never used a planner, and I'm not necessarily good with keeping dates and times and reminders. So I'm gonna start keeping a planner and making sure I look at it almost every day to keep up with some stuff, y'all. It's time for me to be organized. Like, it's that time. If I want to start a ministry, if I want to start just anything, a business, writing stuff down is very important, and looking at it and keeping up with stuff is very important. Okay, that separates the weak from the strong. Okay, not gonna lie. And then I also have a Psalms journal. Basically, it's just I'm gonna turn into a prayer book, and it has like just the psalms down on each page, like different psalms or whatever. Okay, Jaya did that. Hello, Jaya. Love you too. I received the prayer. Okay, and then good old Bible study. Just gonna find a scripture just to meditate on, to keep my mind clear and just enjoy this day, enjoy this weather, you guys. So yeah, here we go. Okay. For today's um, for today's meditation, I'm going to be meditating on Psalms 30. Sorry. We meditating on Psalms 30, verse 11. It says, it's the New Living Translation. You have turned my mourning into joyful dancing. And basically to meditate, I'm basically just going to be just being quiet and just listening to the voice of God. Okay, that's what meditating is listening to the voice of God. A lot of people get it confused. A lot of people get it mixed up when it comes to meditating. A lot of people tend to turn to their own understanding, and we're not supposed to do that, okay? Because even in the Bible it says, lean not to your own understanding, okay? And a lot of people think you're not supposed to meditate, but it's in the Bible a lot of times about how people have meditated, how Jesus went to have time by himself to pray and meditate, okay? To pray is to speak, okay? To pray is to speak out and talk to God, but to meditate is to listen to him, to allow him to have that space to speak to you. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be meditating on that scripture, and I'm just going to just be looking at nature, because just to look at nature and look at what God has done is a form of meditating as well, okay? Okay, so when you meditate, basically, you're going to be thinking about a lot, okay? So it's not just to say, just to make yourself be quiet, be like, okay, let me stop thinking. That's not how it works. It's, okay, you think about something, and then once it's done, you go back to the main central point. And back to that point, back to your main central point is God, and basically the verse I'm going to be thinking about, that kind of thing, you know. Now I'm back in the car. I had probably about like a 20-minute long meditation period process or whatever. And I can say that was my first time doing it, so it was a little bit weird. Wasn't sure what to expect, and how to really continue the process, or not even that. It's just like I didn't know what to expect, so I wasn't sure what to necessarily do in a way. But it went really well, though. I can say that. I think it went really well. I actually feel, y'all, there's definitely a difference between praying and meditating. Praying, I love the way I feel after a good prayer. It's really energized. It's really just on fire, on fire. But after meditating, you feel just so light, so lifted, just the yoke is just off of you. Like, yes, 100%. Not gonna lie. Recommend 10 out of 10. Do it. Okay. Also, what I kind of learned a little bit, well, wait, for me allowing God to speak, I heard him, just kind of show me that, okay, what he meant by he would turn my mourning into dancing. He means, he can turn basically any ugly thing into something beautiful, okay? Any ugly thing into something beautiful. I was reminded while I was out there meditating about there was this house I saw that I walked past when I did my prayer walk. There was a house that I saw, and it was an abandoned house, but in the front of that house were tulips growing. It, tulips, y'all, in front of an abandoned house. And I kept seeing beautiful flowers springing up out of like places that looked like old and dead. And I was like, God, you trying to tell me something with this, but I wasn't sure. And as I was meditating today, he was telling me that he will turn any ugly thing into something beautiful, okay? When it says beauty for ashes, believe it. Graze into gardens, believe it, okay? I just remember how certain situations that I was going through at that time, it seemed like I would never make it out. It seemed so detrimental. Like it had me weighed down. I was crying. And now I can look back and see, like, okay, God, you were doing something. Because now when I look at those times, Lord, I get happy. It's those come the crying, the not just crying mourning, not just sad tears, but happy tears. Okay, you brought me from a long way, Lord. I rejoice now. I understand what you were doing, and I'm happy you did it. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Just to conclude what I've done on this me day, and it was only a couple of hours, but even still, it was well worth it. And I'm going to be incorporating that into my everyday life now because it's needed. It's needed, and maybe I will learn how to extend those hours. Okay, be alone a little bit more. Maybe even take myself on a date. Okay, baby. So yeah, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Okay.